Hey everyone, Kirk here from Kirk's Aquariums. Hope you and your fish are doing well. In this week's episode, I wanted to try something a little different. Instead of giving you guys a monthly update on the fish room, I want to start giving you guys a weekly update on the fish room. There's been a heap happening this week inside the fish room as it is, and I want to share that with you guys. So sit back, stay tuned, and find out what happens this week inside the fish room. So in this tank, it is a bit of everything because we have a small spawn of longfin albino corydoras. They are doing well. There's about 15, 16 of them in here. And we've also got, for the first time, our first spawn of super red bristlenose babies. So extremely excited about that. On top of that, we've also got our first spawn of baby red koi angels. So there's only about 16 to 20 of them in here as well. I think I've got about 13, 15 of the baby super red bristlenose. I had to take the adult super red bristlenose and their caves out of this tank, move them down into a bigger tank, which I'll show you guys. And I also took my adult non-breeding blue angels out of this tank as well because we really needed space. We've got a lot of baby fish going on in the fish room. And like I always say, it's a constant job moving fish around to make space. But all three different species of baby fish, all doing well in the same tank. They're on some baby brine shrimp, and we've got some algae wafers in there for the baby bristlenose. But really happy with them because these are the actual, like, true red koi. So the F1s of my red koi I took. We've got a pair, I've showed you guys them in the other videos. And this is a much more pure red koi gene, I think, coming through in this batch of babies. And then I've also got the bigger batch that they laid like a week after these in another tank as well. So that is what's going on in this tank. Bit of an update, but yeah, moving a heap of fish. That is pretty much what we've done this week to make space for more baby fish. So I moved all the baby sturbe cories out of this tank, the rest of them that were in this small tank, because I want to move my bigger batch of red koi angels into this tank. And I thought I'd take the opportunity to cap my aqua earth sort of substrate with just normal gravel, aquarium gravel. And I've just done the incline at the back there just to give it a bit of depth. And basically we're going to move all the big spawn of red koi angels into this tank. They're going to grow up nicely. Over here, while we're into it, we've got big pregnant mama guppy over here. She has actually already given birth once, I've realized. And if I can try and find it, there we go, right here where my reflection is. We've actually got one baby guppy. So I'm not sure what happened to the rest of them. Probably got eaten by the male, but we've got one baby guppy. She's ready to give birth probably in the next like few days, if not week, and we'll have more hopefully. So looking really nice, and I just wanted to keep that blue color going. So this is one of my blue hodgepodge guppies. We're going to breed her, we've already bred her, sorry, and basically hopefully that baby gets the split tail because that'll be really cool, and hopefully it becomes a female because that will be even cooler. So quick little update on the breeding guppy project. Slow but steady, and hopefully with any luck this little baby guppy up the back here will become a female and we can get a much more pure strain starting to happen in the line breeding. Alright, so we've taken hundreds of baby red koi angels out of their smaller tank, put them into this tank, much bigger tank. This is the one I just showed you guys just before. Now, we've just fed them some live baby brine shrimp, so their bellies are glowing nice orange. Now we're just going to let them grow out into this tank, and once they sort of start looking more like an angelfish and sort of get them off that baby brine and get them more onto like dry pellet sort of food or flake food, then we'll move them into a much bigger tank after that. But for now, we're just going to enjoy these baby red koi angels growing up in this tank. Now if you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to hit that like button. It really means a lot to me and helps the channel out tremendously. So don't forget to hit that like button if you're enjoying this video, and we will move on to another tank. Now these black ruby barbs, they've been settled in now. You can see the males getting that nice red and black starting to form into them. They're still in quarantine at the moment, but they're looking all good. No sort of signs of parasites. They're definitely not got any sort of sickness looking to them just yet, but keep them in quarantine for now and basically just let them get all fat and chunky. But yeah, starting to really enjoy these fish as well. Been watching these guys all week, just making sure they're all good, and just starting to appreciate the way they swim around. They're quite a darty fish like most barbs are, but sort of reminds me of a tiger barb, but they're not as vicious as a tiger barb, or aggressive as a tiger barb I should say. Okay, coming down to this tank, we've put the adult super red bristlenose down in here. We've got our gold dust geos down in here. Absolutely loving this fish at the moment. These guys are absolutely amazing. Here is our nice if I can get out of the way of the angelfish. We've got our beautiful male super red bristlenose adult over the back there on the rock. He's loving life. We put all their caves in here as well. They've got a nice big piece of wood to chow down on, and as you can see, there's a fair few of them over here. I've got about 8 or 9 in the colony, and we've got another one over here looking really nice, as well as our red koi angels and our rogue blue angel that is still yet to go into another tank. We've also got our adult colony of Sturbe Corridoras over there, giving them a little bit of a break from breeding for a while. We're letting the female just getting fattened up again, just giving her a little rest, and then we're going to start breeding them again because we got a lot of baby Sturbe Corries at the moment, and I just don't want to keep breeding them when I've already got at least 100 babies going on at the moment. So I'm not going to stay on this tank too long. We've got the logs in here. Hopefully that'll get the bigger tank. They've got plenty of food in here. That'll get the super red bristlenose to spawn again for us, because I really want to start pumping out some super red bristlenose, and I want to start selling them kind of like, obviously not like full adults, but maybe like that size of the one that's like on the heater there. I feel like that's a good size to take into a local fish shop, maybe even the one that's on the sponge filter over here. I've got terrible blackbeard algae. I'm really over the blackbeard algae, but we'll get rid of it eventually. It's not a huge issue. So that is what is going on in this tank. Bit of a quick update, but mainly just moving the adult super red bristlenose colony into the bigger tank. Righty, this is the recently new display tank that I set up down in my downstairs, where I sort of like, you know, my relaxation area, my lounge room downstairs. But basically, it's just simple, really simple. So we put some gravel and some sand in the bottom. We just got some basic plants in here. We've got some Anubias, we've got some Java Fern, and I picked this tank up secondhand for $50, re-siliconed it, and basically I grabbed everything out of other tanks. So basically this tank so far has cost me about $50 Australian to set up, and it is looking absolutely amazing. I'm really enjoying it. We've got our adult pair of angelfish over here that aren't breeding for me, and I need to replace my CO2 diffuser because it keeps lifting up. But this little quick update on this tank, because you guys haven't seen this before, and I really enjoy tetras, so I thought I'd show you guys one of my display tanks in my living room. Now this is a bit of a sad update, but I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Our baby black angels hatched, turned into wrigglers, and all didn't make it. I have no idea what happened. I suspect maybe an ammonia spike, or I think my heater isn't working properly. Either one, because I just don't know what happened. Every single one of them just dropped dead. And this is sort of the reality. It sometimes just stuff just doesn't work out, and there is just no explanation for it. So we're gonna go again, make the parents all fattened up, get them all conditioned, ready to spawn and lay eggs again, and hopefully round 2 we'll try. So that was their first spawn as well, so maybe something wasn't right, but hopefully we'll do round 2, get another slate of angel eggs, and then we'll hopefully hatch out some baby black angels and continue. So what we're also doing this week is, this is basically my big air pump that runs the entire fish room, and some of you guys have seen, basically this goes up, oh there's a net in the way, this goes up and splits off into a T. This goes and powers one side of the fish room, this one powers the other side of the fish room, and this is all linked up. Sorry for the lights and the mess that I'm showing you guys, but this links up all the way around. Now, I could have used white PVC, but this is a budget fish room, and it is the first fish room that I have built. So I did go with a much cheaper option, which is 19mm black PVC. It's like irrigation type tubing, and it is a lot cheaper by the meter. I could actually buy a roll of this for like a quarter of the price that it would have cost me to do it in all white PVC, and it is much easier to add fixtures in my personal opinion. But the next fish room we will definitely probably make it look a lot nicer and just go with some white PVC. But basically today we are going to take this down, take this out, because we are stopping using this pump, because I got myself, and it wasn't the cheapest, but that's what you sell fish for, I got myself a battery powered air pump, and I'm about to show you this guys, a battery powered air pump that can power my whole entire fish room for me for around about 10 to 12 hours after the power goes out. Basically, if the power goes out over a storm, or we lose power or anything like that, I have around about 10 to 12 hours to get my act together and try and come up with some emergency plans to deal with my fish, because I'd rather have 10 to 12 hours of leeway, knowing that I can plan and sort of, you know, but some of the baby fish tanks, we've got hundreds and hundreds of fish in some fish tanks. So those type of tanks definitely need oxygen running to them. But I'm going to be peace of mind knowing that I can go to bed or go to work. If the power goes out for a few hours here at home when I'm not here, the other air pump that I'll show you basically is going to kick in and take care of the air. And we are back with the madness. Sorry if I sound a little bit frustrated. I have just basically Frankensteined this little rig to make it work to my actual system. We finally get it going. Now it is a lot quieter, I'll give it that. It's charging right now. So basically, once the power goes out, this kicks in the battery and it powers it. There is one slight problem though. In my haste to set this up, I have finally got it all set up and realized it is not powerful enough for my fish room. So after all that, had to reinstall my old air pump because there wasn't enough airflow in my other tanks. Never to fear though, because I am going into my local fish shop tomorrow, depending when I get the chance, and I'm going to buy the bigger one. So we are going to have battery powered air pump big enough to power this fish room. So we're going to go and fix this issue either tomorrow when I go into the local fish shop, and I'll show you guys that and try and edit it into this video. So it's the next day, we've come back from the fish shop, we went and returned the smaller version of the air pump, and we've come back and bought the bigger size up. So this is the couple of sizes up, actually bigger. Now I just thought to take this time before I plug it in and get it started and everything into my actual system, my mainframe. Basically, I just thought I'd show you that it's not plugged into the wall right now, and I'll turn it on here just to show you guys. It is still turning on perfectly, and this is actually blowing air out of both outlets. So just a quick little demonstration that as soon as the power goes out, that's obviously going to kick in, and that is going to give me, I think, about 9 to 10 hours worth of oxygen to my fish tanks. So we'll get it all installed, and then I'll show you guys once it's all finished installed. Alright, we are back and it is fully hooked up. Not exactly how I wanted it, but I'll fix it later. I mainly just wanted to get it going and making sure this bigger size was going to be enough to power the whole fish room. Turns out it is. Everything seems to be good. So we'll move over here. The bubble's coming out of here just nicely. I thought I'd show you guys this because this is the type of stuff that happens when you're in a fish room or just in the hobby in general, I swear. And so we'll move on. We've got more stuff to show. But yes, now we have a battery powered air pump big enough to power the entire fish room. So very exciting and good to know that I can sleep at night knowing that if the power goes out, all my fish are still going to have oxygen in their tanks. So update in this tank, like I just said, we moved all the baby corridors, all the baby stirrbay cories I should say, into this tank. So there is like 80 to 100 baby stirrbay corridors in here at the moment, and they are just chowing away. We just put some food in here for them. We've also got a lot of bristlenose. So if you can see that there is a lot of bristlenose in here as well. I think there's like at least 60 or 80 bristlenose in here, but it is like an army of little baby stirrbay cories, and I think it's absolutely amazing. So just a small little update because I think it's really, really cool, and I want to show you guys what heaps and heaps of baby stirrbay cories look like all in one tank together. The baby bristlenose, they are loving their life as well. They realistically, I could take them into the shop right now, but I actually want to make sure that they're a decent size. Like, I want to get them just that little bit bigger, give them a nice size, and that way someone's getting a good price for a decent sized fish. That's kind of what I want to be as a local breeder. Same with the corridors, could really take them in now and sell them, and they would be like smallish in the shop. People would buy them, but I want to give them a bit more of a robust, chunky corridor when I take them into my local fish shop. So comment down below guys, let me know what you think. Do you enjoy the weekly update on the fish room, or do you guys prefer the monthly update on the fish room? Let me know down in the comments. I really want to hear from you guys, and if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. There's plenty of other videos on my channel you can go and watch up on the screen now, and if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like always guys, hope you and your fish are doing well, and I will see you guys in the next video.